Hello and welcome to Stupid O'Clock. I am Dan Hollifield. I will be your official Joey Bishop for this evening. Joe Dog and John are at the convention in Chattanooga. It's Chattacon, isn't it? I think it is. Chattanooga has so many conventions, but we will do our best to entertain, enthrall, and keep you from going to sleep. Unlike myself, frequently for the next couple of hours. And we have not only our usual great artist, Bill Sartain, and our weatherman, Josh Kemp, but we have the interstellar woman of mystery herself, Stephanie Osborne, who really has some interesting stuff to say about events in the Pacific Ocean this week. So let me see. Here comes Josh and Bill and Bill.
Sorry.
Showtime.
Oh, I'm awake.
Yeah, I say that all the time.
Just 10 more minutes, Mom, and I'll get up, okay?
Oh, and we've got Glenn B. Fleming here visiting us from England right now. And Lord knows we actually have 3 viewers. Hey, we're doing great.
Yeehaw.
Wow.
And
that's 3 more than Last Man Standing usually gets. So
cheers to Glenn B. Fleming.
That's a down home one right there.
Yep.
So Josh, you keeping track of the potential snowmageddon?
Yeah.
No, they call it. What do they call it? Izzy? Is that the name of the snowstorm now?
Evidently, yeah. At least
Is
according
he?
to the Weather Channel.
Yeah,
That's where I heard it.
Yeah.
Was those people?
they're the only ones that names winter storm.
Yeah, really.
I have to admit, though, it helps keep up with them.
Oh yeah, it does. But yeah,
Well,
At the moment we are when we had daylight, it was overcast skies. But
it's been raining here since like
yep.
10 o'clock this morning.
It hasn't started raining here steadily yet. We've had a couple of misty, just spitting a little bit of rain. Not much more than a thick fog every couple of hours, but it's getting to the point now. And we have our ever trustworthy Ed McMahon here, Chris.
Hey,
Chris.
What's up, Chris?
Yeah, just another lovely day in
Paradise.
Northwest Georgia area.
You might get a little snow up that way, buddy.
yeah.
And how did you miss out on the is it Chattacon? I keep forgetting which one.
Yeah,
Which
it's
Chattacon?
Yeah, Chattacon, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was feeling a little under the weather, so I just.
Oh yeah, it's better safe than sorry. Stay
Y'all
home.
see what hat?
Yeah.
Y'all see what hat are you wearing now? Is that a
Oh
bulldog?
wow!
Yeah.
I knew
That's a winning hat. Hi, Sarah.
Not only
That's
do
mine.
we have Sarah, but we have the award-winning Christian Basil as
Hey,
well.
Christian Basil.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
About noon, dude. Well, no, he
Special
does.
hi to Christian.
Christian Basil does the
Do you like this one? Maybe it's
the
better.
Traveling TARDIS show on another network on Tuesdays, and lots of other interesting stuff. And they're a lot of fun. Believe me, if you look those up on YouTube, that you will be entertained and have a great deal of fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Bill Sonic, yeah. Well, Bill does that to everybody eventually. It's either that or he tells everybody he's Batman for about half an hour, and we've got to cope with that. But
I'm Batman.
I did not mean to open the floodgates, but then again, I do.
Getting caffeinated.
I do run my mouth entirely too much sometimes. So these things do have after effects. Oops. Oh, Chris went backstage, so it's all
Okay.
right. He's still connected. He's just taking care of business. Now,
He's probably going to get his sonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
no, I think he meant to get a Phillips screwdriver is what it is. Now, Stephanie, you were telling us before the show started something interesting about
A
the
volcano?
volcanic eruption in the Pacific.
Yes.
Let me bring you folks here in. Oh wait,
There was amazing satellites on that.
Oh yeah. The island nation of Tonga is basically an archipelago of volcanic islands along the Tonga Trench, which is the second deepest trench, oceanic trench in the world, second only to the Marianas Trench. Those trenches are subduction zones where tectonic plates are meeting, and one is being forced down under the other, so it kind of bows up there, and you can see the V between my hands. That would be the trench. And then this melts and gradually works its way up and erupts as the volcanoes. So that's where this island chain comes from. And so periodically one or another is erupting. And so they actually had what's known as a VEI 5 eruption today on it's a long-tailed name that I'm not sure I'm going to pronounce right anyway, but it's one of the Tonga Islands. And so let's see.
So basically, something went boom underwater, and now we're having to reap the results.
More or less, yeah. There was a small double island there, but the actual eruption was kind of between them, and so it's kind of a mess. And it did generate a tsunami, and they actually saw the tsunami on the California coast. It wasn't
They evacuated people on Orange Beach. Is that right? Or Orange County? No,
I think so, yeah.
I think Orange County is right. Yeah.
I think
wow.
both actually.
That.
Wow.
I think Fiji. Didn't Fiji get? They had a decent sized tsunami there, I believe. I've seen some video out of some of the smaller islands over that way.
Dan, I'm sending you what should be an open source GIF of the eruption cloud taken from space.
Okay. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. I'm not John, so I don't know how to do all that. So
You're John tonight, though, whether you want to be or not.
No, I'm Joe Dog tonight, so we could really.
Okay, you're Joe John.
And they're also still. Now I'm tongue tied. Still saying there could be more eruptions from this thing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
wow.
it erupted. Yeah. It erupted last month, and only a few days ago they said, "Oh no, it's gone back to being dormant again." And I don't know where they got that idea.
Yeah.
Because once they start erupting, they just don't do that.
Mm-mm.
They're gonna erupt a little bit, and then.
Well,
Hey, that could have been the small one.
Well, this one was about 7 times bigger than the one last month.
Okay.
There are rumors going around.
There we go. That's the best I can do. I don't know how to do the fine
Can you
details.
hit play?
Okay, can you hit play?
Yeah, just hit play.
Let me see. I'll go to the other window and hit play, but I don't know if it'll do anything. Oh yes, it's
There
doing.
you go.
It's doing quite a lot.
You can see wave after wave of the cloud, and that's the actual ash cloud coming up from the volcano in the center.
And that's coming up out of water. Y'all got to think about that.
Yes, it's coming up from underwater.
And
All right, so there's that.
Making a complete ash of itself. Yes.
Yes. Now, here's another one. I'm going to give you the gift.
Dan.
Huh?
You got a bot.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Stephanie.
No, that's fine.
I knew he was closing out the other thing and probably didn't see it. And Christian
You're
said
absolutely
that
right.
he's got to go to bed. Good night.
Well,
Thanks
yep.
for
Good
Good
night,
night,
Christian.
Christian.
dropping in.
The earth farted. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
So
well,
how deep
Or
underwater
barf one,
is
I'm not sure.
how deep underwater is that, Stephanie?
Well, there are 2 small islands on its rim, so that would be hard to say. I'm not entirely sure. Um, Probably not really deep underwater, but I mean,
So we're not talking like miles or anything like that.
no. But
Oh, okay.
the fact that it generated a tsunami, which hit the other Tonga islands fairly hard, was evidence that it displaced a considerable amount of water.
That's about to say it.
So
It might have collapsed. I mean, I don't know if they. It could have collapsed part of the
it could
dome of it.
it could have. I don't know. I
yeah.
haven't heard whether the 2 islands are still there or not. I'm not sure anybody knows.
Well,
Sorry, I was chuckling at Glenn's
here's
comment.
what Stephanie just shared with me, and let me
Okay.
go back here and hit play, and we will see. That's
Oh, wow.
Now, what you should be able to see on this one, I'm not sure it's playing fast enough to see it, but you can actually, in real time, you can see the atmospheric shock wave moving
Yeah.
out.
hmm
yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have understood exactly what it was if you hadn't explained it, but
Well,
Yeah.
they recorded the actual shockwave in Colorado, I believe.
Would not surprise me.
Phew.
According to what I'm hearing, it was heard in places like Java and New Zealand.
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's close by though.
Yeah. All right. Now, this last one that I'm going to give you is, of course, the ash cloud has turbulence in it. And so we know turbulence in clouds generates what? Lightning.
Oh
No,
yeah.
So this is a real-time lightning plot of the ash cloud during the eruption.
And I will. Ooh, okay, that one seems to be centered already. Let me hit share and
I wonder if I could do it for you.
no, I don't
Not a
think.
share button.
Well, I've already
Okay.
got
No, that's fine.
control going. So
True. Okay.
let's start the animation and add to stream. That's some dramatic stuff right there. I mean, that reminds me of recordings that I saw of photographs of Mount St. Helens
Yeah.
and what
well,
Mhm.
that were
I was
close
just,
to
I was just gonna say
brief.
they were comparing it to Mount St. Helens. A lot
Yes.
of people were.
VEI stands for Volcanic Explosivity Index. It's kind of a volcano's equivalent
To
to
tornado.
to the Fujita scale for tornadoes, or the Saffir-Simpson scale for hurricanes. So this was a VEI 5, and the St. Helens eruption was also a VEI 5.
This
Now-
is not a trivial event.
No.
Mm-mm.
On the other hand, it's not as big as Pinatubo was, which was a VEI 6, which it means it's an order of magnitude. It was 10 times more powerful than
Yeah,
today's eruption.
Wow.
yeah,
So-
yeah.
Yeah, and then you
Hey,
have
exactly. Wow.
then you have something like Yellowstone,
Yeah, we don't
maybe
even want to
about
start talking about that.
VEI 8 or 9.
We don't really need that one. You know
Uh,
that one could
you-
wait another couple of million years before.
yeah, like the New Madrid or
Oh yeah, that too. I mean, that's right next door. That's halfway in between Josh and I. So
yeah.
we both have a bad day that day.
Yeah,
Not to mention everybody else in the United States. Oh yeah, Stephanie, you've got a book that pretty much analyzes the New Madrid fault and what would happen if it went off again
I
anytime
do.
soon. And did you also include what did happen the last time it went off?
I did.
I thought
Um,
so. I thought so. You're very thorough. So
I'm
that's one of your books I have not bought yet. People go buy Stephanie's books.
Where, where's
here's
He also has one on Yellowstone.
I do.
Yeah. Yep.
are
All
they
right.
on
Kiss your ass
So
good.
Dan,
Kiss your
Oh,
ass goodbye. Yes, indeed.
yeah, I
that
was about to say.
the I just threw up the Amazon link.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
Let's see.
and then let's see here.
Do, 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 do. This
And
is
then
so
I
much fun. Oh
and
yeah.
then let me get.
Folks, if you haven't tuned in a while, or it's your first time tuning in, you're in for a treat because Stephanie Osborne is one of the most brilliant minds you will come across on one of these live streams.
Oh, guys, and now you're embarrassing me.
Nah, we're just giving you the praise you've earned, and you did earn it. It's not like we're giving it away.
Mhm.
We're just recognizing talent when we have come to meet it. So there you go. There is
That's
the
a new
Amazon
maybe.
link for the
Yes.
Stephanie on the New Madrid fault,
And then
and
I
she
just threw up the one for the Yellowstone
okay.
book.
Let me remove that one and click this one. Oops, did I do that right?
Stephanie,
No.
ain't there some dormant volcanoes uh up uh well the Smokies, heck I can't even think of.
That gets talked about a lot, but actually there are not.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
it's
the
really,
Smoky
really old.
actually not. The Appalachians were formed very differently from the western mountain ranges, and
Different plate.
they're mostly a folding
Yep.
mountain range.
Totally, yeah, I was about to say totally different type of plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep. And now for some reason I was under the impression that the Appalachians were part of Pangea before it broke up. So uh, the Smoky Mountains continue off into Greenland and
they do.
England and Norway for.
We're actually on Appalachians 2.0.
Oh, okay.
The first mountain range actually wore down, eroded down. They're so old. And then a new round of what's called orogeny
Mhm,
developed during another plate collision,
mhm.
and we now have and even Appalachians 2.0 are very very old. They've eroded down a lot. But the Rockies are fault block mountains, which is to say that you have in the compression you had, instead of a lot of folding, you had breakage,
Breakage.
and so you wound up with um, let's see, I'm trying to figure out how to demonstrate it with my hands. You have I don't think I can demonstrate it with my hands.
Hey,
Well,
um,
are they colliding or are they subducting?
Neither one.
Neither.
it's
Okay.
yeah,
It's the
they're
collision is
colliding.
occurring. The collision is occurring on the west coast.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
Cascade Range
Yes. Cascades.
is a volcanic range along the coast
it's
formed by the subduction as the North American plate runs over the Pacific plate.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay?
That's your subductions on the Ring of Fire out there.
Right. Now, further inland, it puts enough stress on the plate that the plate begins to break parallel to, or roughly parallel to, um, the the front bumper, if you will.
Yeah.
So you're getting the rocks are breaking, and then the westernmost block gets shoved up,
Shoved up.
and then you get over here, and then another one gets shoved up, and so they're tilting a little bit while you're at it. But each one of the fault blocks basically forms a mountain ridge.
So it's basically like the hood of your car buckling up when you tap somebody with your bumper.
Kind of, but if you can imagine the hood actually breaking into parallel pieces
Yeah.
as it does so.
Yep.
Um,
Okay, we're talking fiberglass cars here now, not steel. All right.
Must be Corvettes then.
so that's kind of, so you've got basically at least 3 different kinds of mountain ranges in the United States. And Yellowstone is not the only supervolcano on the continent.
Mm-mm.
Is there one in Mexico or
There's one in New Mexico
New Mexico and California, I
and
believe.
California.
Oh wow!
And there's at least one extinct one in Colorado.
I've got to call Lindsay's kid in New Mexico and tell him to move east.
I was going to say, not a good time to live on the West Coast there.
Not that it would be any safer, but I'd feel better.
Well, have any of y'all ever been to Naples, Italy?
No, you're talking about Pompeii. You talking about Pompeii?
Vesuvius.
Vesuvius.
Vesuvius is actually on the rim of that supervolcano. It's called Campi Flegrei.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Naples is literally sitting in the caldera.
Ooh.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Which extends into the fire.
Which extends off the coast into the Mediterranean.
Mm.
And you're talking about a tsunami if that thing went off.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah.
And Naples is a pretty big city.
Yes, it is.
Pretty old city too.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, tell me anything in Europe that isn't old.
Well, I only say that because it just seems like it being old where it is, the way Stephanie just described it, it's a little reassuring that you could be living on top of something like that and not fear for your life every single day that you're there.
Well,
tell that to the people of Pompeii.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but how long ago did that happen?
79 AD.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
It's over. All right, Josh.
Within recorded history, anyway. Let's
and it extends into the Mediterranean, correct?
Correct.
So Mount Etna is on Sicily, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
It is not part of the Campi Flegrei supervolcano.
It's a whole different set.
Yep.
Yeah. But I was thinking both have erupted over the years.
And then you've got Santorini.
Oh, and we have Keisha tonight too. Thank you, Keisha.
Hi, Keisha.
And there's Glenn. Tell the people in California overlooking the San Andreas Fault. It's going to happen. We're all doomed. Oh,
well, let me explain something to you here.
Yeah.
The New Madrid Fault is a failed rift. The North American plate was almost ripped into 2 plates when the supercontinent of Rodinia began to break apart. It has just as much capability as the San Andreas. There's one major difference.
It's in the south, and we're really laid back here.
No,
New Madrid probably has more, but
the New Madrid, because it is older, the rocks are colder, and it is buried under literal miles of sediment from the Mississippi River.
Yep. That water
Um,
is.
that both of those two factors tend to actually amplify the earthquake waves.
Yep.
The major sequence of quakes during the winter of 1811 1812 generated 4 major temblors, all 4 of which were the approximate equivalent to the Great San Francisco earthquake and were felt from the Front Range of the Rockies in the west up to Toronto in the north, rang church bells all up and down the east coast, and woke people out of their beds in the Caribbean. In
We
other
just
words,
seen a bad day if that thing goes off again.
yes.
Dan, I'm gonna have to come to Georgia.
And,
So
and change the flow of the Mississippi River.
yeah.
Oh,
When I was researching that book, I ran across the story of one poor dude. Okay, what's the first thing that we always do in the morning when we first get up?
take a pee.
Thank
There
you.
you
So back in 1811, 1812, they didn't have indoor plumbing out in the middle of nowhere. They had an outhouse in the backyard. So this poor guy gets a lot of the major quakes in that series happened at night. So this poor guy manages to ride it out in his log cabin. His log cabin stands. He gets up the next morning and he's like, "Dear Lord, thank you. I'm still here. The house is still here. I gotta go." So he goes out the back of his log cabin only to find that a fissure opened up and the Mississippi diverted through it, and literally his outhouse is now on the opposite side of the river.
Wow.
True story. True story.
Yep. Sorry, you're just gonna have to go out the back door.
Talking about cleaning out the septic.
Yeah.
They do not
coin a
know.
phrase, I would have been pissed.
They do not know how many people died in those quakes.
Yeah. Yeah, there was not an accurate record being kept.
Well, it was frontier land, and the Mississippi River. The worst part of it is the Mississippi River was a major trade route.
Yep.
People would go hunting. They'd collect their furs. They'd collect their timber. They'd build rafts out of it, load everything up, float the rafts downriver to Natchez or New Orleans, sell what they brought to sell, break the raft apart, sell the timber, and then take the Natchez Trace back north. Well, along the way, this was not a one-day operation. Along the way, they'd tie up under the bluffs because the bluffs provided protection from the weather.
Yeah.
During the quakes, the bluffs collapsed. They don't know how many people were lost under those collapsed bluffs.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's one thing I have a problem with weather logs and stuff, temperature and everything like that.
Yeah, once you go back far enough, it's all just speculation.
Exactly.
The actual written records are kind of spotty.
Yeah, I mean, before, say, 1960, they really don't know. Because, I mean, if a tornado hit in a field or cornfield and just tore up, a chicken coop, they didn't know what wind speed that thing had on it,
Did you hear about the Utah earthquake in March of 2020, Ace asks?
I know I heard there was a swarm out in Nevada around that Air Force base again last year.
You sure that was an earthquake and not the release of another Osmond Brothers album? I mean, those little teenage girls swarming the record stores really stomp hard. So it could have been, and Lindsay would have been one of those little teenage girls back in the day. She's still got a crush on Donnie. So
Hey, Stephanie.
If I wind up single, it's because Donnie did too.
Um,
If you're available Tuesday at like 6 o'clock Central, uh, would you like to come on my show and talk about this stuff?
I would, but frankly, this Tuesday I have an appointment. I shattered a tooth. I
Oh,
ran a fever so high with my shingles vaccine, I sipped room temperature water and shattered a tooth. I've been
Wow.
trying to get that doggone thing. I had finally had it cut out. And I was trying to get an implant. Well, I can't get an implant. The bone graft didn't take. They're going to put in a bridge. So
Mm.
phase one of installing the bridge is Tuesday.
Oh
you
boy.
So
want to talk?
Well, yeah, I was about to
here's
say
the time
a
of it.
couple of weeks. We'll do it in a couple of weeks.
okay, that'll work. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Dan, I just threw up one more Amazon link because I thought
Okay.
it was something that, given our conversation, people might be interested in. That's the incoming
It's,
Chicxulub, the Chicxulub Impactor book.
when we get through with this show, send them links to me on Messenger, and I'll throw them up on our show Tuesday.
Okay, I'd appreciate that. Um, let me see. I have to find you first.
There's a lot of
Messenger.
bouncing. You're sharing your
He's right
screen.
there.
There we go. Let me go full. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Now, please to note what the dino is chomping on.
I
My
have to have
eyes
my screen postage stamp size to get the comments. So
Yeah.
I can't tell for sure if it's a hamburger or a sausage biscuit.
It's a hamburger.
that's what I say. It
okay.
looks like a hamburger.
Somebody
Um,
get that dino a cheeseburger. Uh,
my
Easy.
my husband did, before his decease. He did a lot of my book covers, and he had a wicked sense of humor, and so he always put something in there that was funny. At least he thought it was funny, and some of them were more obvious than others, and the cheeseburger was the real obvious one there. Um,
Well, maybe we should call it a Bronto burger since it's a dinosaur.
Probably so, yeah.
Dan, we're gonna have to get you on our show one night.
why? I'm not an expert in anything.
You can be like Bill.
I'm just I'm just a talking head, you know.
We'll get you on whiskey weather.
Oh well, yeah. I can drink the best of them, but oh okay. Let me do this. Um, I've been writing today.
I seen where you said.
Yep, I got over 3,000 words on the book I've been working on for over a year. I am within about 5 or 10 pages of finishing it and sending it off to my publisher.
Woohoo!
So
Thank you,
there
Steph.
Good
there
job.
will be a prequel to the Tom Darby book Abducted, and the sequel to the Tom Darby book Abducted is already at the publisher awaiting its turn. So that's two. And then I've got to if as soon as I finish this one, I've got to dive into the fantasy novel and finish it up, and then there will be another Spaceport Bar book with short stories, and then there is planned, and I already have uh, people saying yes, a collection of Marinevere Spaceport Bar stories not written by me. And we have a cover done by Daryl that was not used for the previous collection.
Oh,
And the one the one that I've got to write of my own stuff has already been paid for, but there's one that was not paid for that we're going to have to send you money for
Oh,
because he did it, and I want that cover.
okay.
And it's one of those things. William will have to negotiate with you. So
I
it's
I know roughly what he charged for that stuff, so I'm not gonna.
yep. Um, it's just one of those things. But William has had suggested long ago that I get in touch with as many of the people that have been writing in the series besides myself, that I would want to see their stuff reach print. And I can't get in touch with all of them. Some of them have vanished off the face of the earth. But the ones that I can get in touch with, I'm going to include as many of them as I can in this. So y'all keep your seatbelts fastened. There's more spaceport bar stuff in the future. So just give us time. I'm working on it slowly but surely. I'm getting through my obligations and until I can get to the future projects that have been proposed and I think are a really great idea and go forward with them. So just hang on. We'll get to it. Um,
Well, Dan, I know you told me when you wrote and stuff, just write out something that you was thinking came to your head. Do you do all of yours on a computer or do you handwrite it? How do you go about that?
I pull up a word processor on the computer and now if it comes to me while I'm at work, I'll have to handwrite it down on a little notebook or something and then
Right.
develop it once I get home. But when like today, I just pulled up Word and went
Just
typity
one
typity
thing.
typity type, and I wish I could do that every day. I wish I could do it every day, but that's not the way I work. I have to wait until the everything comes to me. Um, and
Everything's got to make sense in a certain way.
well,
I'm
no, it's not. Everything's got to make sense. It's all the interruptions have to be gone. The real world has to step back and leave me alone long enough for me to get in the groove.
Now
And
you know why I write at night.
well, I
But
usually
then
do my
I don't have a day job to deal with either. So
yeah. That's the thing.
and
For another 25 months at best. I've still got a day job to worry about. So
I'm
um,
surprised you don't have something on your phone that you can tap in little
you know,
tidbits of things that
you
well,
maybe not word, but
you
I
can get Word for the phone, but I have found that it's not really that.
yeah,
And, and
I
my big
could
old
do
thing is,
that, but
mm-mm.
it would be like trying to type in the fine print on a postage stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
It's
autocorrecting all kinds of words.
well, I don't
Oh, good
know. I
heavens.
can turn autocorrect off, but it's the screen is not big enough.
Yeah,
I can't really read more than 3 lines of what I'm doing. The keyboard itself takes up 3/4 of the phone, so it's pointless for me to do that. It really is. It's best that if I'm at work or something, I just go ahead and write it down. If I'm not tremendously busy that day, I can take those handwritten notes and put them in an email and send them to myself at home. And then when I get there, pull up the word processor and go to town.
I
What?
can see Dan walking around with an old fashioned TV tray with these little straps going around his shoulder and an old manual Underwood typewriter that he can type on as he's walking along during his job.
No, that's never happened. But I'll tell you, there have been times when I was actually doing a different job and running a machine, and people have walked up and they hear me talking to myself, and I had to look them dead in the eye and go, "Hey, I'm just trying out dialogue to see if people can actually say this instead of me just
We
typing it, you know?
we got to get that guy retired right away, man. Hey, do you hear him over there?
Sometimes, if it's quiet, which obviously when you're at work, that's not going to work. But sometimes I can record. If a scene hits, I will talk it
Hmm.
and record it.
Yep,
Um,
I've thought about that quite often, but I don't get enough uninterrupted, noiseless time at work
yeah.
to make a voice recorder work very well. So,
That's how Hunter Thompson used to write his books
oh, into a
all the
little
time. He had the little handheld uh, tape recorder that usually the reporters would use going
yeah.
out interviewing somebody or whatever, but he was really big on that. By the way, Dan, before I forget, I I sent you a picture in Facebook Messenger. If you can put that on the screen, what Stephanie was talking about her husband's funny dinosaur picture earlier. This
Okay.
is one that I did for Brian K. Morris some years ago. Um, they had a thing going on for a while talking about dinosaur porn. And of course, everybody was doing all kinds of things. And I did do one called Godzilla with the Wind. And I may or may not be able to find that picture. Um, and I'll look for it now. But this one here that I sent to you is one that it's kind of a play on words. Uh,
Okay, okay, folks, fasten your seatbelts. We'll see if this works.
see if he, oh, yeah, there you got it up there. And I don't know if you can read the small print around the top.
Java aged to prehistoric perfection.
There you go.
Yes, and Brian K. Morris is a coffee. Well, I don't want to say snob, but he definitely he's one of those people.
Aficionado.
There you go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
aficionado. Yeah, that'd
He
be the
he
way to
he
say it.
definitely knows his stuff when it comes to the roasted brown bean. Um, and
Now I got to try to find the other one now since I've brought it up. But yeah, I gave that to him a while back. Keep giving him stuff all the time. I don't know why I do that.
well, because you're too humble to charge money.
And then I wonder why I'm broke all the time. Oh, let's see. I know
But
I have the other one.
between giving your work away and going to the auction and buying new toys.
Now, I actually did not buy a blessed thing last night. Laura bought two things, one for herself and one for her dad. Uh, the only thing I bought last night was a thing of fried cauliflower and ranch dressing for Laura and I to share while we were amusing ourselves at the auction, but that's it. So I did pretty good last night.
It sounds like it. Yeah, you behaved yourself. I'm proud of you. Uh, oh dear. Um, I've got to. Oh wait, no. Tomorrow it's going to snow. Scratch that. I've got to is no longer a concern until next weekend when I
And
have
we
time.
just barely got a dusting.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that we're going to get um, a fairly good amount of rain, and it may freeze, but I'm not sure the wind is going to drift down far enough here for the Arctic temperatures to come and produce some snow. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, freezing rain is going to be bad enough for this area because
Yeah.
nobody knows how to drive on ice around here.
Well, you
They
can't drive on ice. It's not the same as driving on snow.
mm,
Well, that's what's going to happen here. The wind, there's 35 to 40-mile-an-hour winds here tonight.
Well, if it's the roads are iced up Monday morning when I have to go to work, I will probably just call in and say, no, thank you. I'll try and see you Tuesday.
Well,
But
you
if we don't get anything bad after all, which is not unlikely, but it's kind of uh, a smaller chance than getting something bad for the weekend, then you know I'll go to work and do what I do and do what I do, and
are
we'll.
you are you south of Atlanta or are you north of Atlanta?
I am due east of Atlanta.
So you're basically on the line, kind of
Yep,
like I am. So
yep.
yeah.
If you draw a line between Atlanta and South Carolina, I'm on it.
Well, I was talking about due east. You go due west, you'd come straight to Tuscaloosa from Atlanta,
Yep,
pretty much.
yep.
So yeah, you're like if it goes 15 miles south, that low goes 15 miles south. We're gonna get more snow.
And that's the way. If the cold front gets far enough below Atlanta before it turns back up northeast again, we'll get it.
Yep.
If it doesn't go as far south as Atlanta before it goes northeast again, all we're going to get is rain and a little bit of ice.
Well, I can say it's still raining here. It's still raining in North Mississippi, snowing in parts of Tennessee. Arkansas is still getting hammered. That's where the low pressure is right now. And that
Yeah.
thing is and that thing is not moving fast at all. I don't think they've got this thing
No,
timed up right.
it is basically crawling. I looked at the National Weather Service, and it was just slow moving as all get out. And I'm
Yeah,
going,
it's still sitting straight on top of Little Rock right now.
yeah,
That's
Hmm.
interesting because the map that I'm looking at shows that it's actually crossed into from Mississippi into southwest Alabama,
last
and
thing,
it's showing an occluded loop.
Are you looking at the move over to Arkansas radar?
I'm looking at Weather Underground national map, southeastern region.
I think you can't put pictures in here, can you? I can't put my picture in there. I was on the radar scope, what I used to chase with.
mm, okay, now here's
And
what
Dan,
Bill was talking about a few minutes ago. I finally managed to get it, and there we go. So, Godzilla with the wings. Bill, I don't know where you come up with this stuff, but you've been drinking entirely too much coffee.
Too much something.
I probably was then. I don't even remember writing that little caption below it, but I guess I did.
The story of the love of a young Southern belle and a 40-foot lizard. Hollywood is missing out.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
not
okay.
looking there. Uh, oh, Ace, I don't know where you are, but you're a lucky person. Notice how carefully that got edited. Almost didn't miss a beat. Well, it's been quite a while since Georgia got hammered by an ice storm. It's been quite a while since we had just a gentle snow. We're a bit overdue. Oh, Ace is in Utah. Okay. Next time I want to see the land speed race trials, I'll hit you up for tickets. Um, we generally do not get um, whether more uh,
But
impactful than tornadoes. And believe me, uh, ice storms, blizzards, and whatnot are more impactful than little bitty tornadoes. These things cover a huge area. And there's another Russian bot. Goodbye.
two of
Love
them.
on ya.
Got one more.
I got
Mac, Mac.
I don't think that's a Russian bot. I think um he was well, I don't know, but I'm not gonna go ahead and give him the ban hammer until he says something stupid. That I mean, just because it doesn't make sense doesn't mean he's being evil. So,
Not
uh,
yet.
well, the night is young. We can give him a chance. I mean,
Oh yeah.
oh, and Josh. Okay, Josh. Here we go. Everybody's figured out that I know how to do the share screen. Thank you very much. Where's John when you need him? He knows how to do this stuff. Okay. That is
Told you was John tonight.
that is not going full screen, Josh. I'm sorry.
Got another one.
Another bot.
Oh
Yep.
well. Let me get back here. Yep. And good
It
night.
won't. I was about to say it won't go full screen.
Well, I can't share it because it's too
Oh.
tiny. It would be all words and the picture would.
I was just sharing it to you to show you where it was
Yeah. I'm
Try
sorry
that
about
again.
that.
at. Ain't no problem.
My skills do not go as far as making
Well, no, that will
web
not go
pages
full
bigger.
screen.
So yeah.
They keep that one small so you can't use it as commercial use. You got to
Oh,
pay
okay. Yep.
commercial fees for that.
Well, it's probably a good thing we didn't try and share it then.
Yeah.
Where's Slim Pickens when you need him? Last I heard, he was
Right.
riding an atom bomb towards Moscow.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's referencing with all of the bots.
Yeah. Well, that might slow him down a little bit, but I don't think it'd stop him. I don't know. All of them are actually in Russia. They might be beyond the pale, so to speak.
I don't know if my internet lagged out or what, but anyway, I had to shut my computer down. And when I did, it decided it wanted to update.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. You love it. Yeah. Let's not be able to do anything productive for 45 minutes while you get this important thing from Microsoft.
Yeah, just one little bug fix.
Yeah, well,
it all matters.
I go through that every time I start up a computer that I haven't used in a day or two. It has to go and search for new updates and see if they're. Hell, my iPad updated tonight.
Well,
going,
I was just
really, dude. How many versions of iOS? What is it? 14.6 billion are you going to do?
Well, my Android updated 3 days ago. Updated to 12.0, and it took like 10 minutes to update that. I was like, really?
I dread every time my Kindle updates because then I've got to go find my books again, and that's the only thing I've actually got on it. It keeps trying to get me to buy a solitaire game or something. I'm going, hey, if I want to play solitaire, I've got my phone for that.
Really?
Or that computer that I used to run Windows 3.11 on. It's about all it was good for back in the day.
Hey, they were great for playing solitaire.
I know. Well, I never could get the hang of Minesweeper. I couldn't figure out what the point was. If somebody can explain Minesweeper to me, and you're not Jim Carrey, okay. Okay, that leaves me open for Weird Al to send me an email.
Did you ever play Spider Solitaire?
I tried it.
I did.
I didn't really see any benefit between that and the regular one. So,
Hmm.
um,
That's kind of weird to me, the spider solitaire.
My
I'm
mom
trying.
was actually good at it.
how so? What was the difference between the normal onboard and the spider solitaire?
Ooh, I'm going back to my CDOS days now. I'm trying to think of the
Hmm.
game I played on it.
Yeah.
There was a little bit more strategy involved with the spider solitaire, and some ways it went faster once
Yeah,
you finally
I was about to
started
say it goes
using
a lot faster.
Oh, okay. That would
Not when I play it. I
that
sit
would
there and
explain
think.
because I'm not really good at strategy on
I sit there and think and go
So
back
you,
and forth and
it.
oh, I don't like that. Let me try to see what's under this one.
Dan, you're not a Sudoku player.
I don't even
Oh
understand
God.
what the purpose of that is. It looks like uh 9 empty squares to me. I don't know what it's for.
I
Numbers.
I would be interested in learning the rules of the game, but I've never found the rules of the game to learn how to play it.
Eh,
I think it's not even in style anymore. It's kind of a past thing now.
you show me a crossword puzzle and I'll get out my ballpoint pen, but so
Yeah,
that's just a
like
bunch of
that or word search.
I don't understand what it's for. I don't understand how to do it.
Oh, Glenn's got to go to bed.
Okay, Glenn,
He says 5 a.m. there.
you haven't been to
Ouch.
bed yet, Glenn.
That's about time you go to bed, isn't it, Dan? About
That's
5 a.m.
that's what time I wound up getting sleep last night.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Glenn is a
annoying.
night owl at heart,
It
evidently.
was about 6 a.m. for
Evidently,
me.
usually we don't hear from Glenn unless he's getting up early. Now
Right.
he's not going to bed, so he must have been working on something all night. So,
Mm,
whatever project that was, it's going to be groundbreaking. So, Glenn does all these really neat things. If he's got this um, interview with Jack Kirby, and it's part of it's a video, part of it's a book, and it's going to be amazing when it comes out. He had to drop back and re-edit it. He was almost ready to issue it before Christmas, but he had to drop back and there were bits and pieces that had to be fixed. So um, that's going to be fantastic. That's going to be fantastic. And Glenn also does a couple of shows with Ted Davies over on Rising Tide Network. Oh, wait a minute, we're on Rising Tide Network. It's fair for me to say that, and they're doing gangbusters on that too. And goodness gracious, um, uh, y'all y'all wing it for a few minutes. Nature
I got,
calls.
I got it.
I shall return momentarily.
They're with my papa.
uh-oh.
Y'all didn't hear me say that.
Well, he keeps talking about a hail pail. He needs one.
He needs a cat.
And Stephanie, if you, I'm sure you probably don't get that reference, but we have a Rising Tide author friend named Amy Hill that was on a particular show one evening, and she really had to go to the bathroom really bad and did her best to hold it until the end of the show. And I don't remember who was the person who started this, although I'm almost wanting to say Carl Witzman because that's kind of right down his alley. But they made a reference to saying, bring you a bucket next time and you don't have to wait. And then the bucket got turned into a hail pail.
Well,
Okay.
I wouldn't put it past Carl or Donna.
Yeah.
I was about to say, yeah, it does sound like Donna more than Carl. I don't know. Carl was on a roll the other night.
Well,
So.
yeah, but when Donna gets to where she don't give a flat flip,
And
Hey, it's 11 o'clock. You're good to go. Well, it's 12 o'clock over there, so you're good to go.
yeah, a fat rat's
yeah,
backside.
Yeah.
Joe Dog last night in the green room really got a kick because he actually heard me say the F word for the first time ever.
Yeah, Carl
And
posted
he
that.
just
I think Carl posted
started
something about that.
laughing, and it
Oh,
all had to
Carl
do
was
with
proud of that.
He posted about that today. I meant to ask you about that earlier. What the hell did you say? Bill, what did
I
you say?
can't say that on here. You're going to have to wait until the green room next week,
No,
or I talk to you tomorrow.
well, I'll talk to
He,
you.
he,
You know,
I
I'll
he,
thought,
talk
he
to you.
probably said the Earth equivalent of frack.
Frack, freak or frack.
well, Carl,
Yeah, that's the
Dan had
popular
made a
term in
comment.
Battlestar Galactica.
I'll ask Dan when he gets back. He'll say it.
Dan Dan made
Here
a
we go.
comment about
Dan,
I'm
Dan,
like the
this.
comment. Which one was
hold
it?
on. What did Bill say last
My
night?
getting glitchy here.
Oh,
Ba-
you
ba-
gotta
ba-
complain to your neighbor about that bad internet connection he's got.
what? Hey, Dan, what did he cuss about last night? I want to know what word he dropped. It's
Well,
after 11. It's after 11 here. So it's 12.
you know full well what word he dropped, and it was very
Unexpected.
I won't say it's out of character.
It was very ninja-like on my part.
I know what you said.
It was very called for, and even though it was not something you would expect Bill to say. But Josh, I got to say about that child support.
I
That
ain't worried about it.
that I'm sorry, boy, but you
Joe,
can't collect that.
Trying to.
That paternity test proved that I didn't even slow dance with your mama at that prom.
Hey,
Hey,
I turned.
that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I turned out all right.
Tell her tell her I said hello.
I, we're gonna get some shit started tonight.
Oh, there are Back to the Future jokes all over the place tonight.
Yes.
Oh man, that was funny.
I do hate playing the bad guy in those things though. It's just so out of character for me.
Uh,
Oh Lord have mercy.
Well, at least we aren't boring you to death, Stephanie.
Oh no, never that.
Oh,
Never
she
that.
got a smile on her face. We're doing good. No, I mean seriously, if we can make Stephanie laugh, we are well above the average for chat shows. So,
Yeah.
oh goodness grief.
Especially if you can make me laugh these days.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to do that anytime, especially here lately.
I gotta.
you got a what, Bill?
Dan, I got a lot of glitchiness on my end. I'm going to back out of the studio and then try to come back in, see if that helps.
Okay. We will wait.
I had to do it.
Man, Bill's gone.
Ding 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 ding. It's not the password music, but you know. There you go. That's enough. We'll get a copyright strike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeopardy striking us.
30 seconds is all we can do.
3 seconds.
Depending on who it is and how antsy their lawyers get.
Yep.
You know, I bet that YouTube would pitch a fit if I went over to my Bandcamp account and played something that I wrote on
Probably.
on the show,
Mhm.
and they go crazy trying to figure out who owned the copyright before having to admit that I own the copyright.
Well, see, I wish StreamYard would add Rumble to their thing.
Sarah, is to work with publishers all online now.
I think a
Bill,
lot of
the,
it.
the quickest work with publishers is online now. Some of them may still require stuff being mailed in, but that would be few and far between. I don't know of anybody offhand that doesn't accept manuscripts um, through email, and yeah, they probably have to be uh, queried first. You know, you can tell them, "Hey, can I send you something?"
What? Who was that asking that?
That was Sarah. That's I think
Oh,
that's been released.
my damn power's trying to go out.
Sarah Heiser.
Yeah.
Hey, sir. Um, I've
Now,
got a I've got a friend that does some publishing. I mean, it's independent.
mhm. And we have mutual friends that do nothing but self-publishing.
Yeah.
So, and Brian K. Morris is a big proponent of hire yourself an editor,
Hmm.
hire yourself a cover artist, self-publish, and you control what you've done.
Yep.
But you have to do all the marketing yourself.
Yeah.
That is the major drawback to self-publishing. But even with independent publishing, you have to do a lot of the marketing yourself.
Yeah.
And even with the big names,
It's done
Yeah,
turned
these
in.
days, these days,
yeah,
unless you're the very top ones, they don't
yeah,
do much marketing for you.
yeah. You pretty much, if you're a writer, you've got to do the marketing yourself.
Yeah, you got to hit all the bookstores up and everything.
Well, hey,
Signers and
people like me that don't have the budget to go all over creation and make personal appearances everywhere, I'm not going to be able to market as well as Stephen King, who's going to get the publishing company to do all the marketing.
oh yeah, gets
I mean,
paid to do the marketing.
hey, I doubt seriously that my name on the spine of a book is ever going to be an automatic buy for more than a couple of hundred people at best. But
Didn't you say your book was on Amazon too?
yeah, yeah, I've got the Spaceport Bar stories are on Amazon right now. Um,
Uh, Make sure
the
you drop a link to me on my messenger when you can.
well, you don't even really need a link. You just go to Amazon, type my name in, and it'll take you
Oh,
to it.
okay. All right.
Yeah, all you got to do is spell it correctly and put in my middle initial, and you're there. You're in like Flynn.
I'm
Um,
just trying to rebuild my book collection back up. You
well,
know, I had so many. Well, I didn't have your collection of 20,000 books, but I did. I had a lot of books before that tornado hit. So,
yeah.
Mm.
Fortunately, I haven't had to recover from something like that. No. Um, my paperback book collection started when I was about 6 years old, 7 years old, and it has continued. Well, I'm 64 now, so it's continued for a long freaking time.
Mm.
Uh, and it's finally got to the point I don't have any more room in the house. I don't have any blank walls to build bookshelves on. So I'm trying to fill up my Kindle now with ebooks. And not as
well,
not as much fun as holding the paper book in your hand, and
No.
it's a little bit harder to get an autograph for them. There's special things you have to do. It is possible, but there's special stuff you have to do. But I have something on the order of 15 or 20,000 books in the house.
wow.
And my house looks like it. Well, my house looks like it's made out of books. Uh, And they're very good insulation, let me tell you. Especially if you pack them on the shelf real tight. But don't,
Well, at my old,
humidity makes the covers stick together. But
I was about to say, at my old house, I probably had about 1,000 books, and
Yep.
I'm just now back up to maybe 100. But
I was probably 30 before I ever had more than 1,000 books. And then
Sarah.
I'm dog wild. So
well, I was about to say, I mean, I like to. You was talking about the Kindle. I like to have something in my hand to read.
I do too. That's why
And
I buy the paperback copies of stuff. Well, for one reason, because I want to hold it in my hand and turn the pages. The other reason is because I can get people like Stephanie to autograph them.
there you go.
And not that I would ever resell them. Those are personal. You know, I get an autograph. It's, you know, that's because I really love that writer, and I've gone out of my way to try and show up to where that writer is doing a convention or something, and get a signature. But
Stephanie, do you have any of them books at your house?
Do what now?
Do you have any of that new Madra book at your house?
I went the popular science books currently are largely ebooks because they're smaller and it's not cost effective to print them. When I get enough, I'm going to put them together into one compendium.
oh, okay,
Um,
that'll be great.
as far as my actual print books, generally when I have a new release, I generally get a case of books, case of that title, and I keep the first one for myself.
I guess I'll just order it, mail it to you, and you'll have to sign it.
Well, I can do that.
Well, if you're going to be at HallowCon's, she should be, so you can get them.
Well, that's right.
Hey,
yeah, there we go.
And if you're really
and
lucky,
then I'll get my daddy to sign his books too.
If you're really lucky, you can actually buy it from Stephanie at the convention and watch her sign it in front of you.
I will have books at the convention, yes.
Okay.
And let me tell you.
I want to read it before I get to the convention, but okay.
Well, you can do the ebook and then get the real thing, so you have both of them.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you know how bad my eyes are, Chris? I can barely read.
You know how big you can make the print in an ebook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
bigger than the print you can put on a regular book.
It's like a phone or an iPad. You can just expand that thing up to where you can see it.
I can tell you the trade
Speaking of somebody
paperbacks
who has been wearing glasses since they were 10 years old, that comes in handy occasionally.
The trade paperbacks generally have slightly larger print than the regular traditional paperbacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've been having a problem getting through Common Sense.
Because the print's so small?
It's so small.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to go to the freaking eye doctor to get me some more glasses.
Oh, I've got a recommendation for you. Thomas Jefferson re-edited the Holy Bible into the books that made the most sense for him. Now, I'm not saying this is something that everybody needs in their library, but if you're interested in how he thought, then that's an insight into his mind.
Re-edited?
Yeah, pretty much. It's I've got a copy here somewhere, but I'd have to get up and go in the hallway and find the shelf that it's on.
No, you're good. I just type in Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, not Thomas Edison. I don't think he ever touched a Bible.
No.
If
But
he did, it was in a court of law, and he lied any damn way.
Especially where Tesla was concerned.
yeah,
I was
Lord,
thinking
yeah.
the very same thing.
he stole everything.
Well, actually, he did. Yeah. 99.999% of the stuff Edison has been uh,
Credited with.
credited with. Thank you. I was looking for a polite way to say that.
That and the government. But,
Was something that somebody in his lab developed and he took credit for.
yep.
So
There
take
is
that was with as large a grain of salt as necessary, and possibly some tequila and lime and tonic water as well.
hey
One
Dan, I
tequila,
don't
two
know.
tequila, three tequila floor.
Indeed. I actually have a shot glass about 4 inches tall that says that.
I do too. See
I
there?
don't know if you're familiar with the band Tesla, Dan,
I
but
am
they
familiar, yes, indeed.
have you heard their
I
song
I
Edison's
don't have
Medicine?
any of their albums, but I have heard them before, listening to stuff on YouTube and whatnot.
They have a great cover of Little Susie.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one to cover, actually.
Um, let's see. There's a song off of their album Psychotic Supper called Man Out of Time. And you know how you'll have a song title and you'll have additional words in the title in parentheses?
Hmm.
And that one's called Edison's Medicine.
Hmm.
They were big fans of Nikola Tesla, so that's how they got it.
Oh, okay. I've got to look that one up. Yep. Now, a word of warning to the watching audience: when Chris and I start talking music, we have left the rails a long way behind, because we will go all over creation and never even touch the ground again until the end of the show.
If I say time to go in the deep end.
No. Let's save that for Last Man Standing or something.
Yeah, we can do it for that.
Yeah.
But I did want to mention that since Edison and came up.
Oh, and I forgot. Joe Dog asked us not to get him banned for a month doing the show tonight without him,
Let's see.
and
That's what I was going to say.
I promised
See
him
that?
that we'd get him banned for a year, because we're on top of this. We know what we're doing.
This might be a trademark. Right here.
It might be, but you're not showing more than about 5 words, so I think we can get away
It
with
says we will we will rebuild.
I thought-
Remember Roll Tide.
I thought it said something about roll over Beethoven.
Nah.
That's good
Josh.
ELO song too.
Josh, it's only football. Lives
No,
depend on it.
no, I was talking about the tornado.
Oh, the tornado.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
April
had a,
Oh,
25th.
yeah, that is serious. Oh, and here we go.
Good night, Sarah.
Good night, Sarah.
Good night, Sarah.
Thank you for joining in.
Good night, John Boy. Sorry. Sometimes I can't resist.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
There was a minor earthquake we had back in 2000, 2001. I think it was 2000. It was in Dalton, and Dalton is actually on an inactive fault. There's a fault that runs from Dalton to Rome. It's called the Dalton Rome fault. And about somewhere around 5 in the morning, might have been a little bit before, it felt this shaking, and I'm like, what the heck? And it turns out it was like a 1.9 on the Richter scale.
Interesting. You shouldn't have been able to feel that,
Well,
but you felt it.
yeah.
It had to be close to the surface.
But anyway, there was a somebody made a meme that says we will rebuild, and it had plastic furniture that had fallen over in the backyard.
It was a horrible tragedy, but we will be rebuilt. Yes.
Oh,
I
Just
mean,
wait.
and it wasn't even the sturdy plastic furniture; it was the light plastic furniture that fell over. And
We will barbecue again.
No, just wait. If it does snow somewhere in Alabama to like tonight into tomorrow, there will be some dumbass that sends James Spann pictures of them, no shirt, shorts, flip flops, and they're sitting outside drinking beer and uh basically a chair I'm sitting in, grilling.
Catching pneumonia.
Yeah, pretty
Yep.
much.
That would be the practical outcome that doesn't get put in the meme.
I
Yeah.
don't know if we're going to have enough rain or if we're going to have enough
Uh,
cold
ra-
to get it.
We
rain, hell, Chris, hell, I bet I've got 2 inches of rain today, and it's still coming down.
we haven't had any yet. Let me pull up
I
the
can't hear it. I'm not saying
It's
it's
let me
not
That's why
here, but I can't
that's
hear
why I
it.
had to go to the bathroom earlier because it was raining outside.
That's from a low
That,
lying
that makes
crowd though.
there you go. That makes sense.
Whoa. Okay, looking at the Weather Channel,
Yeah,
we
it's
got
coming. It's
we got
coming.
we got rain from
Louisiana to Georgia,
Louisiana. Hell, it's more like uh,
Texas.
Tampa, St. Pete, all the way up to Kentucky, and all the cold is still in Arkansas.
Yes, that's that's
Well,
the
there's
cold.
a little bit. There's a little bit just south of Knoxville, just on the Tennessee border.
That's the upper area. That's
It's drifting down and aiming towards Atlanta, like it's got something against Atlanta for
no,
some reason.
no. That's what no. That's where that wedge comes in on the backside.
Mhm.
Always moves in to the east side of Alabama.
Let me
That
see if
cold air.
let me see if I can do this. I don't know that I can do this, but I'll give it a shot.
There's gonna be
Oh
that
Lord,
cold,
yeah, there we go.
that cold wedge is gonna move in, and that's where north part of Georgia's gonna get their snow from.
I think
Come on
North
now.
Carolina's in for some rough weather.
Yeah, I was about to say North Carolina, South Carolina,
They're going to have the
but
house.
yeah, more inland than it's gonna be in the seaboard.
There
Oh,
we go.
Bill's
That's
having
that's
fun.
what I'm seeing right
Yeah,
there. You can see my house right there. So
yeah. I mean, you got your cold. Oh shit, my back.
we're ready. We're ready for the cold weather. Yeah.
Mhm.
No matter what happens,
Oh, I am too.
we're prepared for the power to go out. We're prepared for it just to be a colder than average morning with some ice on the roads and everything in between. We got oil lamps. We got the
Well, see,
emergency radio with the little crank on the side, and
that's
uh,
one thing I forgot. Forgot to get my wife to get on her way home with some oil for the lamp.
yeah, well, we keep a couple bottles stocked up every time we refill the oil lamps in the house because it takes about half a gallon of lamp oil to fill up everything we've got because we got about a dozen different oil lamps of different sizes. Uh,
I don't have
we
but one.
have
I don't
played
have.
severe weather for half a century now, so these some of these habits are ingrained. We've got candles. We got uh,
I was about to
got
say
a, got a biogas stove to cook on.
Nah,
Uh,
I don't have
can't-
gas stove.
we, we can't use it for heat because of the carbon monoxide, but it's one of those little two burner camping stoves, and you
Oh,
hook up a little teeny tiny bottle of propane to it, and it's good for several hours worth of cooking. So you got like uh,
the
2 or 3 days worth of meals if you
little,
just use it for cooking,
the
which is
little,
a smart thing to do.
the little skinny Coleman bottles.
No, the little fat green ones.
Yeah, the green one. Yeah.
Yep. And Actually, there is an attachment where I can get the 5 gallon uh,
Run the hose from it.
barbecue grill thing and hook it up to it, but I've never done that yet. Um, we haven't needed it. We really haven't needed it. I bought this thing 7 or 8 years ago. We've had it set up and ready to go, but the
My,
power never been out long enough for us to actually have to cook on it.
I mean, knock on wood. Ours has never been out over like 2, 3 hours here.
Yeah, I
But
think 6 hours is about the longest we've gone in the last few years. Now,
the,
there was
the, the only way we can get gas is have to get one of them big ass tanks and propane tank, LP tanks, put it out
yeah.
there in the
I haven't gone that far yet.
back. So that's the only way we can, have gas for a stove or anything like that.
That's a large investment I have never had money for or need of because
No,
the house is totally electric.
yeah,
So
that's my house.
there, if we had a gas stove and had to have the big old LP gas tank out in the back somewhere, that'd be different. But
Yeah.
we don't have a need for that uh, where we're at right now. Even though I know a couple of guys who are drivers for the LP gas company, so
Mhm.
we could easily get on the route if we had to buy a tank or we had to put in a gas stove or something like that. It ain't been necessary, so we ain't done it. At the moment, just listening out the window, we're not even getting any rain.
It's coming down over here.
Yeah, from the radar, it looked like it was coming down over there,
Yeah.
real heavy.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can't hear it here. So.
right now, we're getting
It's
uh,
just drizzled most of the day here.
basically a little bit of mist spitting every once in a while. And let me pull up the temperature on this thing. I'm not going to share a screen on it because it all I really need to know is what it's got down to right this minute. And we're still in the upper 30s,
Yeah.
way in the upper 30s.
Y'all in
It's
the 30s?
yeah. Um, ac-
Uh, Hang on.
according to this thing from the Weather
Yeah.
Channel, we're not
Tornado. No,
we're not
tornado.
supposed to hit freezing until like
Yeah.
dawn tomorrow.
Tornado
Tornado.
warning what?
Tornado warning, Franklin County, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
We're in the low 40s.
Yeah, we have been in the mid 40s most of the day, but the
Yeah.
temperature has been steadily dropping every hour.
Well, I guess that's the wedge coming in. It's going to
Yep.
hit you first.
Well,
I'm at
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
according to the Weather Channel app, it's 40 degrees with rain. And it feels like 36.
But yeah, that wedge moves straight over. Always does it. Comes straight over Atlanta. Comes into the eastern side of Alabama.
Yep. And
Over toward Anniston, Aniana, over that way.
it's got to drift a whole lot further east to get to us. So it may go north. It may just come head on straight across, but
But if that
whatever
low,
happens, we're
if that
ready.
low, well, I was about to say, if that low pressure drops further south, it's going to drag that cold air down south. So
And here we're talking about being in the 40s. Bill's got 20 degrees outside.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he going. What did you say is going to be tomorrow, Bill?
Um,
10.
Tomorrow there's not going to be much going on, but it's Monday that we got another little system.
What was it?
Tomorrow is supposed to be 32 and sunny, but Monday they're talking 31, 44 degrees by Tuesday.
What about the low?
It's doing the limbo as low
Wednesday and Thursday, lows of 6 degrees on Wednesday morning and 7 degrees on Thursday morning.
Keep it.
And Ted has the nerve.
Friday morning, 8 degrees.
Go visit him in Christine in Michigan. I escaped there when I was 6. No, I ain't going back. Not at gunpoint. No.
Hey, we might bitch about the hot weather, but
I don't.
I don't either.
I enjoy the hot weather. I can always
Take clothes off.
I can always wear swim trunks or something and put a fan on, but there's only so many clothes you can buy when it gets cold.
I was about to say you start sweating when you put too much on, and then get cold again.
The last big snowstorm we had, I walked 2 miles from here to the local gas station to pick up a couple of things that we had run out of, and I dressed up so warmly. By the time I'd got half a mile, I was taking the coat, opening up the coat and unzipping my insulated coveralls and going, I think I might have overestimated just how well this suit works,
Yeah.
A little bit of exertion drives the body heat right on up.
Bill, that sounds like your buddy Scotty up there.
I bought a car.
You get too much on. You're sitting here with your arms out like this, like the kid from Christmas Story. I can't put my arms down.
I got a pair of Carhartt gloves that were so warm my hands started sweating in them.
I don't doubt it. I've got one of those K-pop coats that's made out of pressed wool, and it's like almost half an inch thick. And the insulated coveralls that I wear to work, they're just the duck coveralls, the orange ones, and I had put on insulated long johns underneath that, and flannel shirt, and thick blue jeans, and then climbed into the coveralls, and then put on the big old coat with the hood and everything, and I had goggles and a face mask to keep my nose and my mouth from getting cold. And by the time I walked half a mile, I was going, "This is kind of overkill. I don't believe this would be. This might be good for Antarctica, but it's not good for Georgia. It ain't quite cold enough.
Be good for Siberia.
Bill's bundled up pretty good.
Might even be sweating in Siberia.
Siberia's got some brutal winters.
Not like Antarctica.
True.
They're pretty close.
No, Antarctica can make Siberia look like a mild summer. So, yeah. You talking about wind from the South Pole going, north from every direction, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief. If you've ever seen what was it? The Thing, the newer one, not the original.
One with Kurt Russell.
Yeah, not the original, because that was in Alaska,
40s, wasn't it?
north. But the one, the Kurt Russell movie, that one was in Antarctica, and bits and pieces of it talking about the weather outside and whatnot. Pretty freaking accurate as far as what I've been able to read from biographies of people that have actually been there and done that,
Mhm.
except for the, you know, ravenous alien creature thing.
That's where
I
the
I used to have a pen pal that worked at McMurdo Station.
Mm.
I'd love to go up there and just be a researcher or down there.
Yeah, down, I think is the operative
Yeah,
term.
Yeah.
sorry.
Where it gets interesting is when the metal freezes and starts to become brittle. That's where it gets
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. You think of a sheet metal wall as being strong, but once it
Not when
gets
it's that cold.
Yeah,
mm,
as I say, that and the wind with it.
yes, strength goes out the window. Yeah.
Well, most of the facility's underground, isn't it?
Oh no.
No,
It's
it's
all
it's
above ground.
not all, but most of it is above.
Yeah. Because you can't really dig down into it.
Yeah,
Man,
Yeah, it's frozen too hard. Uh,
I would hope there are a bunch of outer layers.
uh,
Well, at certain times of the year, during the winter, they only have the people there that are absolutely essential to maintaining the
yeah.
station,
And it's like what 6 people, I think.
something like that. Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
And then during the summer is the research season, but they have very special rules and regs for how to handle outdoor excursions. So
Yeah.
Did
But
Uh,
you
yeah,
ever see?
I would love to go do that, or at least maybe a week.
well, that would be a reasonable but not entirely accurate version
Accounting,
of
yeah,
how to train for being on Mars.
no,
I mean, the air is actually thick enough to breathe, but it's freaking cold.
Yeah.
Unlike Mars, where the air is not thick enough to breathe, but it's still freaking cold. Um,
point.
Did
mm,
you ever see pictures of the that huge vehicle that the bird expedition had down there? It was so huge that they left it down there.
oh, was that the like a? It's almost the size of a locomotive.
Yeah,
mm,
it sort of it reminds me of a cross between a locomotive and the Landmaster.
Yeah,
yeah. That
big
It's
old
got
snowmobile
huge
sort of thing.
wheels.
Yeah,
is that the one like last week or a week before they found?
don't
Let
know.
me see.
I hadn't heard about them finding
I,
anything new.
I seen somewhere they found something like a bird, but it was prehistoric.
Oh no, he's talking about a vehicle.
Oh, I was talking about a prehistoric dinosaur that they had never discovered before.
The ichthyosaur.
Yeah,
Yep. Let's see. I don't remember where that was that they found it.
I wasn't. I thought it was in Great Britain someplace.
It could have been.
yeah. I think it was.
I think the point that they made in the article that I read was it was surprising that they got so big
Yeah,
so quickly when it should have taken a whole lot longer for them to evolve to that size through the stuff we understand now when it's not um, that kind of evolutionary pressure. But evidently they got big enough to give whales and megalodons a run for their money as predators. So, and really, I think in the same time period, whales were still on land and had four legs. So, like a
Giving a megalodon a run for your money, though, that's pretty good.
yeah, well, it was a
there's
big.
a massive.
You're right. It was the one guy. I saw one guy lie down next to the
The
flipper.
fossil skull.
Yeah, and it was like he was about the size of the flipper.
Yeah,
So Just
Yeah, and the point of the article was that the people that found it were really surprised that they could get that big that quickly in their history. It should have taken longer for them to get that big, and now they're trying to understand um, whether or not it was they had a huge food supply, or it was advantageous for them um to uh, to get that size in order to harvest that huge.
Well, like you said, evolution should have took longer to get them that big.
Yeah, well, we're always getting surprised by stuff that we find out that doesn't fit
The
the theory
narrative.
we had before, and you've got to. And that's a nice thing about science. It goes, well, shit, we missed that. Let's see how we can figure it out and refine what theories we have.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody tries to tell you that the science is settled, laugh.
Science
It
is
never
never
is.
settled. Science, thank you.
I,
Please go on Twitter and tell all the idiots out there science is not settled. See what they tell you.
The purpose of science is to remain unsettled.
Exactly.
I posted a link in the private chat for a article that's got pictures of the thing. The Antarctic snow cruiser was 55 feet long and weighed more than 37 tons.
Oh God, that's beautiful.
That's cool.
I mean, in an ugly sort of way, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I want one.
Don't we all?
Oh, excuse me, guys. I may have to.
There we
go. Have to bow out here soon. I'm getting tired.
It looks like something off a movie.
Yeah, it really does.
It probably has been used as a basis for something in several movies.
Well, it was abandoned there, and I discovered it again, and I don't know what condition it's in, but
I'm trying to think.
I bet you it didn't crank right up.
Probably not.
No.
But one could wish. One could devoutly wish that it
would. But I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is a really neat design. I love the cantilevered cabin and everything to guide it, but the wheels in the middle. Although, it might be a better design to have not only the wheels in the middle, but an extra set on each end. But who am I to say? I'm not a designer.
It was probably used as a icebreaker or a snow pusher for the front of it.
I would think they just used it to ferry stuff from where the boats had to stop to where the camp was.
Well, it showed
a little bit beyond.
It showed another image of it where it was transported on a ship.
It makes sense it'd be an icebreaker then.
It had to be a pretty big ship from the looks.
Yeah, it was a cargo vessel, and it was some size. Like I said, 55 feet long and 37 tons. It's going to have to be a fairly stout cargo ship.
Yeah, you're not going to get that in a rowboat, let me tell you.
Not hardly.
No.
Yeah.
Hopefully my internet won't go wonky this time, because I've tried virtually about everything I can think of.
Well, you're sounding in real time and nice and clear.
Yeah.
So,
and you ain't froze.
Yeah, you ain't froze.
So maybe you'll have to talk to that neighbor after all.
I wish I could have got a screenshot, because there's one picture where you guys were kind of glitchy, but Josh's head looked like it exploded. It was all pixelated from here all the way on up, and I about died laughing when I saw that. I thought, well, I hope that's my internet, not Josh.
That must have been when we contradicted him once.
I hope that ain't a premonition, Bill.
It just blew his mind.
Build
And
a
then there
bed.
was another one where he kept looking up like this, and I swear he was looking up like that for about 5 or 6 minutes.
No, I was looking at the light. My lights keep going off and off, on and off.
I hope you ain't about to lose power.
Maybe your rain's turning colder.
Could be. Well, you know I'm out in the sticks, so wind can blow and it'll go off.
You gotta get out of that house made of sticks and get in the one there that the wolf tried to sell you made of bricks.
Nah, I'd rather stay in the sticks.
Have I mentioned lately how much I love my wife? She got me this little bitty refrigerator, just big enough for a 6-pack of drinks. And I don't have to get up and go to the other end of the house during the show in order to get another cold beverage. So,
You know how much? Well, tell her thank you for doing that. For you. But
I've
I
thanked
would,
her several times already.
No, she didn't get one for you, Josh. She just got one for Dan.
well, no, I'm getting one. I'm gonna hold 12 in mine. So.
No, this
I just set my cheer wine on the table, and when that's done, I switch to my Yeti tumbler with spring water in it, and that.
Now, Dan,
and this will keep it cold for hours on hours.
Now all Dan needs is a potty chair right there by him.
Yeah.
you see that little refrigerator right there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's cute.
That's it. It's really neat.
Put the lid down and flush it, Dan. Now come on.
Yes, like I said, Dan, tell her you need a potty chair in there.
A hail pail? No.
Oh, you can get you one of those little camping ones. It's probably about the same size too.
Poor Amy's probably not going to hear the end of that.
If all of a sudden you see Dan sitting there and he says, "Excuse me for a second," and he slides down to here, you know he's sitting on a different chair that we probably don't want to know about.
No, and I'm not going to get the pod catheter either. Hey, that's a Brian K. Morris joke. Just write that one down.
Yeah, I had to explain the hail pail to Stephanie already.
Oh
yeah.
Oh man.
No, I don't make use of those. I just say, y'all vamp for a while. I'm going off to the urinal.
It's rare when Stephanie learns something from somebody.
Stephanie's learned lots of stuff from lots of people. It's rare that she learns something from us.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like I always say when I share this, join us for some fun and you may learn something before you're done, which Brian hates that for some reason. I don't know why. And that's probably why I keep putting the same thing on there when I share Stupid O'Clock.
Yeah, because you love annoying Brian.
Yeah.
Well, somebody has to do it because Cookie is not home enough to do it by herself.
It's so much fun.
And Cookie gives in to him too easily.
And really, he takes it so well. And if you don't watch it, he'll find a way to turn it back on you too.
Yeah.
I think he has a couple times actually. So.
Yeah.
And that's all right. I got broad shoulders.
These things, they happen. Let's see. Oh, wow. We're at minute 51 of the show. So it's, I suppose I should go ahead and play the obligatory.
Yep, it's that time.
Let's see if I...
Almost.
I actually saw it that time, and so did Stan.
Hey, there you go. Oh! My friend in England that was doing the Stan and Ollie plays, has they finally started rehearsing new stuff again because it's been a while since they were actually able to fill a theater because
Yeah.
the present unpleasantness. So they're busy working on new stuff. Um, so
And I love Stan and Ollie. Stanley and Oliver North. They were quite a pair. I know. Boo. Sorry. Bad, Bill. Bad.
one of these
No.
days, Alice, to the moon.
Norton!
Yep. And back to what I was saying. If if you look for Philip Hutchinson and Drat. Now I can't remember the name of his production company. Is it Happy Dog or anyway? It's in England. Um, look them up, and they've actually done some award-winning stuff over there. And Philip is he not only is he an actor, but he uh, does a ghost tour in um, Guildford, England, and he has in the past done Jack the Ripper tours in London. He is one of the most asked after tour guides for those two venues. And I believe he might be the only one that does a successful tour in Guildford. Um, and he's a lot of fun to be around. Let me tell you, he's very entertaining. Um, okay, Josh, when you get through with the jets swooping overhead, let us know. Um,
Another warning. Sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's see, 154. We're getting right on down to the wire, folks.
Yep.
Now, this is going to call for some coordination because not only do I have to end Stupid O'Clock, I have to start Last Man Standing. And I have never timed High Flight to find out how long that recording goes on.
What, a minute and a half, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I
If that,
don't really
actually.
know. Don't really know. So I can't swear that I'm going to be able to start up Last Man Standing exactly at the same time that Stupid O'Clock ends. But if I'm within 2 minutes, I'll be fine. So,
I got to
Real quick, what you said about Stan Laurel.
yeah.
The best person that I ever knew that did the best impersonation of Stan Laurel was Danville, Illinois' own Dick Van Dyke. And here's a picture of him with Stan Laurel from 1964, I believe. And it is so great. But there's, of course, the episode is, I wish they had a better picture of it. Here it is. Episode of Dick Van Dyke where he played Stanley Laurel, and Chuck McCann, a very young Chuck McCann, played Oliver Hardy on that. And I don't see what the name of the episode is, but if you just Google Dick Van Dyke, Stan, and Oliver episode or whatever, I'm sure it'll pop because it's on YouTube. But they are great.
2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Yep.
There you go.
And let's see here.
I got to get ready on my end to share your show.
And here I am. And
sure, the volume down.
Yep. Let's see what that countdown is. Okay, 3 minutes over there, roughly. So let's go ahead and hit the end credits here.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Good night.
And
Sleep tight.
anybody
Vaya
that
con
wants to
Dios.
come across to the other show, I probably have got you the link already. If I don't, let me know. But thank you very much. It has been a great and glorious evening.
And we
And
didn't get Joe banned either.
well, damn it,
We,
we'll try harder next time.
we don't think.
I don't think he was too worried.
We can plan something on your show, Dan.
Believe me, after I stopped talking to him, he was plenty worried.
Stephanie,
note-
Chris, and Josh, let's get Dan banned on his show. What do y'all say?
Nah,
That'll be
not doing that.
Good night, everybody.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.